Hey RPF, it's Matt Munson here. You'll be happy to notice that my hair has completely grown back. It's a very exciting day here for me. Today I'm going to show you a video where I walk through the process of doing a two-part mold. I've already got a video starring Lamberry that shows how to make a one-part mold, and a lot of what happened in that video is going to be applicable to this video. For example, I'll go through the same process of pouring out the rubber, measuring it, mixing it, degassing it, and then pouring it into the mold. So I'm not going to repeat that. What I will show you is how I make the two-part mold and what's involved in each step of that along the way. The hardest part in making a two-part mold is prepping one half of the object for molding. What you basically do is lay it down on a box, clay it up, pour rubber onto one half, then you flip it over, pull the clay out, spray it with mold separator, and pour on another layer of rubber. So what I'm doing here is claying up the edges around the body of the grapple gun so that no rubber will sink through that flat panel I've made and get underneath it. Two-part molds take a lot of time, and there's a lot of different ways to do them. I've seen sometimes where people just embed the object in a solid block of rubber and then cut it out using an X-Acto blade. That works, but what you don't get is the kind of registration that I'm getting on my mold by making all those little clay hemispheres. What that does is make sure that the two parts of the mold lock together perfectly, or pretty close to perfectly, so that your part, when it's poured, won't have a nasty, jagged, misaligned seam, because nobody likes that. That just means more work later when you're cleaning up. Mold release is probably the most important step in this entire process. Without it, when you pour the second layer of rubber on, it would just fuse together and lock your object inside it. And that's really the art of the two-part mold, keeping those two halves separate. And now it's time to pull the final mold apart. It's cured for about 2 days, so it should be ready to go. Now, as you can see, there's some parts that are sticking together, but for the most part, the mold separator worked really well and it came apart pretty clean. I also need to cut a pour spout and a vent into the mold so that the resin can flow in and air can flow out. And that, my friends, is how a two-part mold is made. Check out next episode where I'm going to talk about 1, 2, 3 blocks and how they can help you make better props.